Do we? I guess we need to do some bonus poop stories since John Bird kind of jumped ahead of us. So
that one looks good.
here's a Fox News. No, this is NBC4 out of New York. The headline says, "Have you had a ghost poop? Doctors explain the surprisingly common phenomenon." Is ghost poop common? Does everybody in this room have ghost poops?
A ghost poop would be a fart, wouldn't it?
No. Ghost poop is where you poop and then you wipe and there's nothing there. So you did poop, but there was nothing. Like, it was a clean sweep. You take a swipe, the toilet paper's got nothing on it, and you're like, oh, that was easy.
Yeah, you should be congratulated for that.
Correct.
Call it a ghost.
That happens to me every time when you got a bidet.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But there's still poop, so I've never had a ghost poop.
Yeah, ghost poop only counts when you're not using a bidet. You got to be regular pooping, and then when you wipe, and it's always exciting when that happens too. I think we all can admit that we're like, yes, because sometimes you gotta wipe more than other times.
There's nothing like a good, clear, clean wipe at the end. I love it.
Yeah, a clean booty hole results in a clean conscience.
It does.
Because if you even think you didn't get the job done, it will haunt your mind all day long.
It will. It'll bother you.
And then it starts
and it
itching.
Itch.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's where the hell are we going with this?
And then listen, even if you go and you confirm it's cleaned up, it still itches. So it's just
well, there may be a hemorrhoid issue. Then you have to look a little deeper.
Yeah.
It's like the itch before the burn and before the whatever.
It's either you have a ghost poop or the residual haunts you like a ghost, but it's not the ghost.
Or you can have a Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, you gotta have a Pearl Harbor moment.
That's bad.
That is really
Pearl
bad.
Harbor is really bad.
Very sneaky.
So the doctors say about the ghost poop, it says, ever taken a ghost poop? For a topic most people shy away from talking about in real life, bowel movements are an extremely popular subject of discussion online and on the radio and on podcasts. So-called ghost poops have gone viral on TikTok, where you can find countless videos of people talking about the mysterious fecal phenomenon.
Wow.
Typically, when we go number 2, we see some evidence of in the toilet bowl or on the toilet paper. When you could have sworn you passed stool, but there's no sign of it, you may have had a ghost poo. Now, wait a minute. This seems to be not only a clean wipe, but there is no poo in the bowl.
Now, see, that's more of a torpedo. A torpedo is one that shoots out really fast and goes in the water, and it does that little turn.
Fire in the hole.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'd call it ghost, but I would call it torpedo.
Okay.
A torpedo.
Well, you're not a doctor, John Bird. These guys are.
Well, yeah, but they call it ghost poop. It's a torpedo.
It says, while ghost poop isn't a term you'll find in the medical literature. Patients, shut up, NBC. Patients definitely are interested in talking about ghost poops and ask me about this commonly. I have had such a hard time reading very simple words as of late. That's according to Dr. Fecal. Wait, Dr.
No, it's not.
Dr. Fecal Schnall?
No.
Sussman? No, Dr. Felice Schnall Sussman, gastroenterologist and professor of clinical medicine at Weill Cornell Medicine something. What is a ghost poop? This is what we need to know.
Okay.
It says, according to social media and doctors, which are totally the same thing, a ghost poop can refer to a few different bowel-related phenomenons.
Okay.
The sensation of needing to poop, which ends up being gas.
Happens.
A stool that sinks to the bottom of the toilet and disappears. Or a stool that leaves no trace on toilet paper after wiping. So, there's 3 categories for ghost poop. I was right with one, you were right with one, and then apparently a fart can constitute as a poop. And those usually smell the worst too.
Yeah, I would disagree that a fart was a ghost poop.
Yeah, I think they should knock that out as well.
Yeah.
In most cases, pooping is a well-orchestrated and coordinated movement. According to some doctor at NYU, the nerves in our rectum Our brain and the anal sphincter muscles all work together to release stool at the right time.
It's a complicated process.
You said sphincter.
She says, quote, the sphincters in our rectum are incredibly intelligent and sensitive parts of our body. This part of the body can actually distinguish between air, liquid, and solid and selectively let one thing out and not the other. During defecation, the rectum senses pressure from stool that has entered in and lets your body and brain know it's time to defecate.
So there's little triggers in the colon.
Correct. It says the anal sphincter muscles then push the stool out of the anus in a controlled way.
Okay, but then you have the bird dogging.
Oh, no.
Explain
that.
Bert.
Okay,
Yeah.
bird dogging is when you have to go, and you know you have to go, but you feel like, well, I need to go, and you kind of push, and it starts to come out. But then when you stop pushing, it bird dogs back in.
I call that the Felipe effect.
The Felipe effect.
yeah.
Turtle head. Yeah.
Turtle head going back in the show. Oh, that's bad. You don't want that.
That was bad.
Because then you got to start all over.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to really concentrate.
Yeah, I pulled a stomach muscle one time.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, get this out. Yeah.
It says sometimes bowel movement we sense coming isn't poop at all. It's gas. You may feel the sensation of needing to go number 2. Sit on the toilet, try to push out, but nothing comes out.
Yeah.
During this type of phantom poop, your body and brain gear up for a bowel movement without actually having one. And the other type of ghost poop is one where one that passes quickly and sinks to the bottom of the toilet and disappears
Torpedo.
before you can see it.
Yeah, torpedo.
You may go flush it and realize there's no sign of stool in the bowl. It is so well formed, you pass it so easily that you barely even know. All stool will eventually sink and stink, she says, but some are heavier and sink immediately. The final type of ghost poop, which is where I was at, sometimes called a ghost wipe, is poop that leaves no visible residue on toilet paper after wiping or no trace after washing. No matter your preferable post-poop hygiene method, you can't find any evidence afterwards. What kind of other method would you have besides wiping? You digging in there trying to I gotta find something.
Yeah. I know something came out.
It says what causes ghost poops. I don't even care at this point.
yeah.
I think I'm done with that.
Ghost pooped out.
People are typing JJJJJJJ in the chat.
Now, I do know if it ends up floating at the top, you got an acidic problem. But if it goes right down to the bottom, you have plenty of water in your diet. So if your poop is floating, you need to get more water in your diet.
Gosh, I
Really?
already drank a gallon and a half.
Is that real? Like you're dehydrated if it floats?
I have a buddy who has UC, ulcerative colitis, and he has a problem
that's bad.
going. And he told me about that because he did all the research.
Fascinating.
Man.
That's interesting. You want to do another poop story?
No, please God, no.
We'll do one more.
Here's a BuzzFeed.
Oh no.
If your poop looks like this, it's time to see a doctor. See, this is perfect. This is exactly what we need. Scroll down. Let me see what we got here. Figuring out what's normal and what isn't can be challenging.
God.
If you don't, we went too far. If you don't know what to look for, we're trying to help people, John Bird. We got to show them what it looks like so they know what they're looking for. Bowel movements can change from person to person depending on his or her diet, physical activity, and how much water they consume and what medications they take. It goes on to say that everyone has their own barometer of how often they're...
Ironically enough, I just saw David Lynham say something on the chat. Shout out to David Lynham, X5 podcast.
He said, "Oh shit!" No, oh shit is right, actually. Everyone has their own barometer. All right, here we go. Black and or tarry stools. We call this one the Obama. You scroll down. It says surgical director at the Center for Inflammatory Bowel and Colorectal Disease at Baltimore's Mercy Medical Center. Mercy. Oh, Mercy.
Oh.
He said if your poop is black, not just dark brown, you should be concerned. This means bleeding is happening from an upper GI source like the esophagus, stomach, or small bowel.
Oy.
That's not good. Bright red blood in your stool.
That definitely can't be good.
I don't think they have a picture of that, thankfully.
No.
Yeah, just her flesh.
There's the maroon-colored stools. What do you think that is?
I think that's early bleeding because it comes out maroon. It's not as bright red.
Okay, go to the next one. I don't want to get into the details of this.
Okay.
It's weird. Pale, oil, and especially foul-smelling stools.
Looks like John Bird's tattoo, kind of.
Yeah, it is.
That said, that one's normally seen with malabsorption. Malabsorption.
Yeah, we've got
syndromes.
a commercial advertising that.
What is that?
It's oily stool.
Okay. Stools that are different than your typical bowel movements.
Those look like little pastries or something.
Yeah, those actually look delicious.
So if you're running down the hall and you have a bunch of little poots come out, so
Yeah.
that's what.
That's a Valentine's Day poo.
Little pink Hershey kisses popping out your butt, and that's what you've got.
Each poo should have a message on it like "I love you" and "hug me."
Right,
you know?
right. Valentine's poo. Then it says watery diarrhea after a camping trip. What? Like an RFK going to the Africa and getting a brainworm
Or a
camping trip.
parasite or something.
Says it says that this can be due to Giardia, which is an organism that is found in fresh water, and the reason that you should always boil and sanitize water from mountain streams or lakes. Ingestion of that organism can result in whatever that thing is, which leads to abdominal pain and persistent watery diarrhea. She's the next one.
Now the mucus in the stool is true. My buddy that has the UC had
That
this
was one of
problem.
my favorite movies. from
Mucus
the
in the
90s.
stool?
Mucus in the stool. Yeah,
I
it was a buddy cop movie.
I would not be surprised if John Bird comes out one day and he says, I was in a band back in 94 and it was called Mucus in the Stool. That is actually a great band name.
It is.
Hard or infrequent stools. That's simply constipation, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or that could be a lack of water.
Yeah, could
know?
be. Loose, watery, or frequent stools. That's a bad thing.
Is there an explosive in that? Because
No.
I've had
No explosive. That was it.
no painting of the walls or anything.
No, but I remember you telling that story.
Yeah.
Do you want to recount that real quick?
Well, I used to have IBS really bad. It's not funny. It was bad.
Sorry.
It was bad. And like I might be driving home, and one time I was driving home, and I was maybe 5 miles outside. I'm like, oh shit, this is bad. So I just look straight ahead. I don't think I empty my mind of everything, and I just focus on getting home. And it's just like, so I get to the house. I run up the stairs, which was not necessarily a great idea. I get to the bathroom. I try and yank my pants down, and I do get my pants down, but I don't get on the toilet fast enough.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I cleaned that for 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah. But fortunately, I'm cured of IBS.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
That's very good.
Yes.
I'm glad. That sounds horrific.
It was. It was traumatic.
Mm.
Yeah, I'd never had that happen before. Well, not like that.